Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton and I'm going to cover holes 15, 16, 17, and 18 of the Heroes of Rock tournament. We are wrapping this thing up and it looks like I'm going to see you next week for a 9-hole cup. So, as you can see here, definitely finished strong with the minus 33. Pretty upset at myself here that I actually missed the eagle on hole number 15 though, because I did pick it up in practice mode, which I do have to show you. So we're going to go ahead and just hop right into this thing. Hole number 15, we're going to play at 10% at max. This is definitely not the easiest drive here. 5 top, 3 right. And, you know, I'm just kind of aiming at the center of that rock, and then I use the right curl to get myself over there. Now, this was the first hole that I played when I woke up, and on my other account, I did what I've done in past. I thought I was in practice mode. I put one in the water, didn't change my approach, and then I realized that I was in the real game. I did not hit practice. I hit begin play, and I took a par on this hole. So just be careful with the drive, and make sure you always pay attention between practice mode and live play, because I've done that a couple times now that I can remember, and it's super frustrating. 5% at mid is what I'm playing this one at here. You know, it's very, very close to mid distance when you play right behind this fringe area on this hole. So I played at 5% at mid, but the thing that I did here is I'm going to go ahead and favor the left-hand side of the cup. As you'll see here, ball guideline going through the hole, 1 bar of backspin. Seems to be really good on this wind angle. Again, ball guideline through the hole, but you will want to favor the left-hand side of the cup. Perfect ball. And we do get this thing to drop very nicely, taking us to hole number 16. All right. Hole number 16 is one again in which I practiced about 3 times, and I could not get the shot to drop, but I was very, very close every time. Take a look at the spin. We're going to be using 1 bar of side spin to the left. Now, in practice mode, I really never got strong wind, so I decided just to use a navigator here because I want to use 1 bar left, and obviously the navigator caps you at 1 side spin, so it's just easy to set your spins with this ball. We're going to go like 6.1 back and 1 left. You can see it right there. The reference point is pretty easy to find. I'm putting my yellow ring on the rough, although that's pretty dangerous as far as a shot goes, because if you hit a great left, it could be a disaster. And I'm trying to get my ball guideline here to point to the right edge of the cup, because when I was missing left. And I didn't want to take the spin off of it because it's just too easy to set that 1 side spin to the left. So you can kind of see there the second bounce is just above the fringe line. And again, you know, ball guideline looking like it's pointing right there at the right edge of the cup. It's pretty easy to find the landing point. You know, the thing about this one is if you don't use curl, you end up missing to the right-hand side. If you use too much curl, you miss to the left-hand side. So I hate par 3s in which we have to use curl. But you see here, I'm using enough curl to where the left edge of my ball barely breaks into the blue adjustment zones, and I dropped it on the right-hand side this time. This one is definitely not consistent, but, you know, you will get close, and hopefully you're like me. Hopefully, you know, you make the shot when it counts. I didn't make any of them in practice mode, and then I made this one. That has happened to me 2 or 3 times in this tournament, and sometimes that's just what it takes to win. So this one, we've played this shot so many times on this course that it's nice that we get it because we know how to play it. So remember, when we're using a berserker, we're going to get somewhere between 6 miles an hour and like 8.5, all right, something like that. Here, 7.5. We're going to consider this one is up on the higher end of the scale. The spin adjustments is pretty much the same every time. We're going to go 2 bars of side spin to the left, combined with about 1.2 backspin. See? Just like that. Now, what I'm going to do here is, really, I want to visualize if I had a ball guideline going straight down the middle of the fairway. All we're going to do is we're going to pull our rings at 10%, and then we're going to turn the camera around, and we're going to push up between 6 and 10 yards. Here, because I'm at 7.5 miles an hour, I decide to push up 7 yards because I know I'm already going to get a good wind push. So I don't need to push up 10. If I was in the 6s, I would push up the full 10 yards that I suggest. But you see here, we come in very nicely, and we leave this one right next to the cup for a very, very close hole-in-one on a par 4. That's an easy shot. You all should be able to take that one and pick up that eagle pretty easily. All right, this is it. This is the last hole. I hope I did a great job for you. I really do. I always put a ton of time and effort into this. This hole stinks. This one's going to be back-to-back headwind. You know, use a berserker. If you've got a Wind 3 Power 5 ball, use that. You know, don't use it if you're not going to have a good spot in the tournament. Don't waste that ball. But if you're at the top of your standings and you're competing to win or you're competing for a top 10, get a good ball out and knock this wind down. All right. Oop. Shot number 2 is right here. Both shots are 10% at max. Here we're playing with the big dog simply because we need the power. I don't trust going over the rough when I'm this close. I think that 7-mile-per-hour headwind's going to knock me down. So therefore, I'm going to go full top, well, as much top as I can, combined with 2 bars of side spin to the right. I'll use a little bit of overpower and some heavy curl to get this thing back towards the green. The good part about this hole is even if you leave it short like I do, it plays very, very nicely with the max topspin wedge approach. It's a direct headwind shot, so it's very, very easy to drop. Hey, everybody, if you like everything I did for you this tournament, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. And lastly, if you have the ability to do so and you'd like to tip me like you would your favorite server at a restaurant, I always put a link to my PayPal in the comments below. And I can't tell you how much, it's truly appreciated. And I'm obviously very, very grateful for anything that comes through. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next Thursday.